770 KAAM, Garland, Dallas, Fort Worth.
From Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue, this is the Fast Track with Tim Jankovich. Brought to you by BMW. Test drive one at your local Dallas Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. Credit Union of Texas. Be a part of something unexpected. CUTX.org. Experience more. The Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options. Visit lyle.smu.edu. Also by Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Find your comfort zone. And by Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, voted the best grilled cheese in Texas. Here is your host, Rich Phillips.
We welcome you into Ozona Grill and Bar. I'm Scott Garner, filling in for Rich Phillips tonight. And a lot of fans coming out tonight here to listen to the Fast Track here at Ozona as we welcome in Coach Tim Jankovich, the head coach for the SMU basketball team, a basketball team that over the last week has made some big-time news with wins on the road against Wichita State and at home against Tulane. And, Coach, congratulations. What a great last 7-8 days. My goodness.
Yeah, thank you, everyone, for coming. Really appreciate it. It has been a great week. I mean, what a game at Wichita, you know, and especially against some of the odds that we were up against. You know, we lost Jure 5 minutes into that game, and, of course, we'd come off some rough losses. And then to go into a place of a ranked team, I think they've lost once out of 67 times or something. I could not have been, nor am more proud of a team for what they accomplished that night.
Did just an amazing job going on the road. You lose Jure in the middle of the Wichita State game.
Not in the middle, at the 5-minute mark.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, 5 minutes.
That's not the middle.
Not that you were paying attention.
Halftime is the middle. Yeah. That's how I know when it's like half done when they break. Yeah.
That's funny. So 5-6 minutes in, you lose Jure. What were your thoughts at that point?
You mean after the hyperventilating or before?
After they took the bag away and all that.
Exactly.
What were your thoughts?
Well, I was honestly praying that it was not serious. You know, that's the first thing whenever you see someone go down. And you know, when you take the court as a coach, when you come out, that means it's probably serious. And, you know, I was just hoping and praying that it was not, and that he would not be out, long for the game and, you know, more importantly, long for the season. So I was worried. Had that happened before, honestly, if you remember a couple of years ago, we played Michigan here, and I want to say it was the first play of the game, if I'm not mistaken, or first 2 or 3, Marcus Kennedy went down with a sprained ankle, and I looked down at the bench, and I'm thinking, gosh, we're already, you know, I mean, how many do we have? And the guys jumped up and played one of the great games that game as well. So a little bit of a deja vu there, but it's not something that you ever hope or wish for.
Well, I would be remiss if I did not ask you about this. News coming down today. I don't know how official it is, but what can you tell us about his status? Well,
there's a lot of news today. Today was a rough day. A rough day across the street, I can tell you that for sure. And it's a little raw on me right now. I actually found out all this literally right before practice, and then we just practiced, and then I ran here. So if I'm a little if I'm a little sideways sometimes, it's because a lot has been thrown at us. Everett Ray in warm-ups, you know, he had a sprained ankle last week, and then got healthy, and then was going to play, was slated to play in our game against Tulane. In warm-ups, came down wrong and broke his foot, so he will be out for the rest of the year. He'll have surgery tomorrow morning, and he will be out for the season. And he was a guy that was really working and coming and trying to put himself in a position to help us, and I think he was. And then Jure, also today, we got the horrible news that Jure has a torn ACL, and he will be out for the rest of the year, and he will have surgery soon. And so we are going to be without Jure and Everett for the rest of the season.
No, that hurts a lot. It certainly affects the lineup. You've had a chance to play, though, a game without him. And in the game against Tulane, you ended up starting Shagwa, McMurray, Milton, Imelagu, and Witt, which effectively leaves you with a bench of Douglas, Landrum, and Agau. Can you expect the same lineup from this point forward for the most part?
Yeah, and let me just keep talking about, you know, the first thing is how badly you feel for those guys. You know, when you start taking away games from someone's career, which is what injuries do, I don't know that there's too many more sad things than that, other than when somebody puts you on probation and doesn't let you play in postseason or whatever. You know, those are pretty hard to swallow. So, you know, your first thoughts are, and again, this is just, you know, I was just in front of them a few hours ago with breaking news to them and all that about the results and you know, just seeing what it does to them. And then, of course, you've got our team, which is already on probation with limited numbers and limited scholarships, and now you take 2 more people away from them. Just as last year we played the whole season with 7 players thanks to the probation, and now we have 8. And I just feel for our guys, to be honest with you. I mean, you know, it just feels so unfair. And again, like I say, this is a little raw on me right now, but it just feels so unfair that we're all these innocent people are paying, you know, guys that you know are on a team with chance to be in the NCAA tournament and all that, and they just keep one more thing they throw at you, and one more thing, and so I feel so badly for our players. And having said all that, you know, we talk all the time. I talk all the time about life and adversity, and how things are going to come at you and that you can never expect. And you have to be ready for all of them. We've talked about that all year last year, you know, with all that happened to us, and the year before that with all that happened to us. And so this team will and has already rallied. You know, we started the year, as you know, Coy was out for 2 months. We didn't have a Coy. He was hurt for 3 months, I guess. And then, you know, we didn't have Jamal because Jamal's not eligible till Boise. And then so they've already had this. You know, we played over, our first 10 or 12 games with 8 guys, 3 returning players total. And now we have 2 returning players total on a college basketball team. And having said all that, these guys are going to still fight, and we're going to still compete. And I believe we can still win. And that's the message that we have. We're not going to, you know, feel sorry for ourselves more than tonight. And then when we wake up in the morning, it's done, and we're going to do the very best we can with what we have, and I believe still we have a chance to win every single game.
How was practice today?
It was surprisingly good, all things considered. You know, thankfully we do have 2 walk-ons that do an outstanding job, James Pyle, Luke Wilfong. I never talk about them. I should, because they are a big part of this team. They practice hard every day. People don't realize how important they are. I don't know where we'd be without them, so that gets us to 10. You know, so you can play a little 5-on-5 here and there, and so today was good. But you know, now you have to be a little bit like last year. You know, it was scary every day to go to practice. You have 7 guys, and really that was 6. 6 guys were playing 99% of the minutes. So you have to be careful to make sure you get them to the game, but you can't get better if you don't practice. But if you practice too hard and too much and you wear them down, they have a better chance to get injured. And so now, to me, we're right back in that same situation last year. The difference is that was a very experienced 6 guys, and now we have only 2 experienced guys, and so that's a whole different animal. So we're going to have to balance that every day. How much can we work? How much do we need versus how much can we risk? How much can we risk, you know, really wearing guys down at this point in the season, guys that are playing, let's say Shake and Jimmy and, you know, and Benny Malagu, and, you know, we're playing major minutes. And so to ask them to come and practice really, really hard again and wear them down probably would not be smart. And yet we need all 10 guys so we can practice 5-on-5. So these are the puzzles. This is what we're, you know, this is our challenge. But we've been challenged really the whole time the last, you know, 2.5 years. So we're going to be challenged again. But again, I say, you know, this is wrong. I don't want to be a downer, but I mean, we're going to still find a way to win. I mean, these guys have. And here's the best thing, and I found this out in Canada about this team, is we have outstanding character. And that may sound like no big deal, but trust me, not every college basketball team has great character. We have outstanding character. We have guys that care deeply. We have guys that are in the gym morning, noon, and night on off hours. We have I can't tell you how many times, you know, I'll find out that so-and-so and so-and-so were up there last night at 11 o'clock shooting, or then I'll find out somebody was there at 7 in the morning and in and around their classes. And we have guys that care passionately about this program and passionately about being successful. And I can promise you that is the best thing that I can possibly feel, because when you coach a team that you don't feel that their hearts are completely in it, then that's not a great feeling. And I know that their hearts are in it.
Well, don't forget, Mustang fans, this season we'll be taking questions on all things Mustang basketball with head coach Tim Jankovich. There are 3 ways that you can get questions read live on the air. Number 1, you can hit the Ask the Coach button on SMUMustangs.com and submit your question that way. Number 2, you can submit your questions on Twitter using the hashtag FastTrack, or you can join us live right here in person each Monday night at Ozona Grill and Bar here on Greenville from 7 to 8, and you can submit a question for Coach Tim Jankovich from the audience. Well, Coach, we'll be back, and we're going to talk about character. We're going to talk about Shake and things of this nature. We'll do all of that next as we continue from Ozona Grill and Bar here on Greenville Avenue.
While you're enjoying SMU basketball, More Disposal and Recycling Services is busy managing your trash. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. More Disposal offers complete waste management, from equipment purchases and installation to service and maintenance, all completed in-house. No job is too big or too small. We also offer Paper Retriever, a free paper recycling program for schools and churches. Call 214-357-HELP and let's talk trash. That's 214-357-HELP. Family owned and operated by SMU alumni, More Disposal supports SMU basketball. Pony up!
Business is a game, and if you want to win, you have to be faster, smarter, and more focused than the competition. Which is why SMU Cox offers the Fast Track 1-year MBA, designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Learn from world-class faculty, study with driven peers, and connect to a global alumni network spanning 80 countries. The Fast Track 1-year MBA, a major career highlight, only from SMU Cox. More online at coxgrad.com.
When it comes to your signage needs, trust the experts at Fast Signs North Central. With more than 50 years of knowledge, Fast Signs North Central will help provide you with a true turnkey experience. From branding and design work to complete production and installation, let Fast Signs North Central make your vision a reality by calling 214-890-4444 or find them online at fastsigns.com/11. Fast Signs North Central. More than fast, more than signs. Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms, the official freestanding ER of SMU, and your neighborhood no-wait ER. With 3 facilities conveniently located near you, we're able to provide the Dallas area with upscale, quality care for all your emergency needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit HighlandParkER.com for more information. Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms. Pony up.
He's down and might be out for the season.
What if basketball players had warranties? It's not pretty when you see your star player go down. It could change the whole season. But what if players had warranties? Like the 2017 Nissan Titan with America's best limited truck warranty. They'd be up and running in no time. Take on today. Get to Nissan, proud partner of the SMU Mustangs. Call 1-888-858-8319 or see dealer for limited truck warranty details.
If you're an SMU fan, you bring your game face to the game. But if you're an SMU super fan, your car brings its game face too. By wearing an official red and blue SMU toll tag. Because super fans know nothing says you pony up everywhere you drive like an NTTA SMU toll tag, just $19.99. To get yours, stop by SMU Parking and ID Services or any toll tag store location. The North Texas Toll Tag Authority. Get there smarter.
Back at Ozona Grill and Bar, Scott Garner alongside Tim Jankovich tonight at Ozona. You're on the Fast Track. Coach Jankovich, we were talking just a moment ago about Shake Milton, and you talked about minutes for Shake. You look back at the game at Wichita State, he had 33 points on 11 of 14 shooting, and Shake contributed so many ways. He either scored or assisted on a Mustang basket 16 of 30 times. He averaged 39 minutes the last 2 games. Is that too many?
Yes. Yes and no. Yes and no. How do you take him out? You know, how do you take him out? And I should. And we talked, I want to say it was right before Wichita. It was right before the Wichita State game, because I think he played 40 minutes in the game before that, and I said, you know what, it's not fair to you. I see how tired you are at the end, and I've got to I got to rest you, and he agreed, and we started talking, maybe getting it down to 36 minutes or something like that. And so that was the big plan. And so we got 1 minute. We took 1 minute off, and it's just so hard to take him out of the darn game. And the Wichita game, he played one of the best games that anyone's played since I've been here, and this is year 6. I can't speak for the history of all time, but I don't know how many guys have played a better all-around game than he played at Wichita, not just because he shot it great, which he did, and he made some amazing shots, but he controlled the game. We've been talking to you got to control the game. You're that kind of a player now, and he did. He controlled every part of it.
Coach, he was amazing early, not just in his points at Wichita State, but he was active. He was active on the boards. He was active on loose balls, 50-50 balls. He closed out on time, really working hard early in the game. Do you think that helped him offensively later?
Well, you say that, kind of act like he doesn't always do all those things, which, Shake is a laid-back guy, as you know. And so when you do see him in that mode of turned up a little bit on the defensive end and chasing down rebounds, that the motor is on. And when that motor's on and when he gets when challenged, he really's got another gear. You guys have all seen that. When he gets challenged, he can kick it in. He looks laid back. You don't see his toughness sometimes. You don't see his heart sometimes, but it's there. It's there for sure, and he's a heck of a winner, and he does it with very, very effortlessly in a lot of ways, and he just has a great knack, and he's an amazing guy to coach.
Coach, you mentioned character, and this Mustang team this year plays such great team defense, and you've got young guys that have come into the program, and I don't know that we saw it as much in November, but it's really evident now that these guys are really playing tough help side defense and closing out when they need to and things of this nature. What does that say about the character of the overall team when they do that?
Well, I think the defensive end usually tells you about your character. I think if you just watch a game on TV, which during the season I'll watch a few. Usually I'm watching either our game or our games or the opponents, and so there's a lot of scouting. But when you watch somebody, if you watch them on defense and you watch how hard they play and how well they're in sync together, that usually speaks to their character, really, because you don't get in the paper. I haven't seen in the last 100 years, the last time I saw a headline, well, boy, did this guy play great defense. They never say that. So it's a character thing. And then the other side of it is when you see teams that you can just feel that they're unselfish, when you enjoy watching them. I don't think most basketball fans enjoy watching selfish teams or selfish players. Maybe they do, but I know I don't. And so those are the character things that I look for when I watch a team play. And I like when an opponent, when I see either they don't play extremely hard or I see that they take a lot of bad selfish shots. And this group is very, very good about, trying to do everything they can on the defensive end and then also share the ball on the offensive end.
Along those lines, I was a little bit surprised when I watched the game against Wichita State to see Okoye Gal. He got about 12 minutes in the game. And then after a foul, he goes over, and the Mustangs huddle up on the side of just outside the foul line, right before the shots. And it's a gal that's leading the communication. I was surprised by that.
Yeah, well, and I could definitely see why. And I know I'm a little bit of a broken record when it comes to Okoye, but I really, it's kind of like my heart goes out to Everett and Jeray today. Well, Okoye was a highly, highly, highly recruited young man out of Omaha, Nebraska. He went to Louisville and was hurt several times at Louisville and then transferred to Georgetown and got himself in great shape. And on what you would call midnight madness at Georgetown, Okoye tore his ACL. And so he was set back, months and months and months and months. Well, and then he came here and he was trying to recover from some knee issues. And then he got an infection, and he was in the hospital. And then we got the infection gone, and we're all positive. And then he got a blood clot, and then that set him back. And so no one has really seen who he is, and that's why he's so frustrated. But what he really is, he's a mature. He's played in a lot of big games. He's talented. He's just not close to being himself yet. He hasn't had enough reps. He's not in the kind of shape yet. And he's very bright, and he's a very good team guy. He's a really good leader and talker and high energy when he's in shape. Our last game, Saturday, was the first glimpse, though. If you watched him, Oh, well, by far. It was by far, but he's even much better than that. It's just it was the first time he could actually play hard enough and sustain it for a little bit. I think if we can keep him healthy, knock on wood, I think you're going to see a steady climb, and I hope people actually, before this season is over, get just a glimpse to see who he really is. And I can't imagine how frustrated he is because what people are seeing is 1/5 of what he is.
He got 23 minutes in the last game against Tulane, by far the season high for him. He was 4 of 4 from the field. Talking about Okoye Gal, he had 6 rebounds. The 23 minutes, though, were big. Can he play that many minutes consistently right now?
Well, as of today, he can,
Good answer, Coach. Good answer.
Yeah, but also, he blocked a shot or two.
Uh-huh.
He took a couple charges. He played with a lot of passion and energy, and I'm really excited about that because now you've got Ethan and he and those really that's it. And those I really like them both, but that's the only big guys we have on the whole team right now. And we used to call Jure a big guy, for gosh sakes, at 6'5". So that's what we have, and it couldn't come. It couldn't come at a better time. I hope like crazy he stays healthy, and I hope that this is the beginning of his climb.
Well, the Mustang Band is the hub of SMU spirit, and now you can show your support by joining the Diamond Inn Club. Membership's open to all Mustang fans, as we encourage everybody to join. You can do that by going to DiamondMClub.com. That's DiamondMClub.com. Help support the all-volunteer Mustang Band. We'll take a break, and we will continue with Coach Tim Jankovich. The Fast Track continues from Ozona Grill and Bar in Dallas.
Mustangs basketball season has arrived. And our good friends over at the Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue have the perfect spot with the best patio in town. So head on over to Ozona and watch the madness unfold on TVs while eating some great West Texas favorites and drinking some ice-cold drinks. Again, that's Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Look them up at ozonagrill.com. That's ozonagrill.com. Pony up, SMU.
The all-new BMW X3 was built for those who desire more. More passion, more exploring, more leaving your comfort zone and never returning. With iDrive 6.0, available safety features like active blind spot detection and xDrive intelligent all-wheel drive. Because for some, more isn't a maybe, it's a must. The all-new BMW X3, capable of more. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Test drive at one of your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers.
If you're an SMU fan, you bring your game face to the game. But if you're an SMU super fan, your car brings its game face too. By wearing an official red and blue SMU toll tag. Because super fans know nothing says you pony up everywhere you drive like an NTTA SMU toll tag, just $19.99. To get yours, stop by SMU Parking and ID Services or any toll tag store location. The North Texas Toll Tag Authority. Get there smarter.
When it comes to your signage needs, trust the experts at Fast Signs North Central. With more than 50 years of knowledge, Fast Signs North Central will help provide you with a true turnkey experience. From branding and design work to complete production and installation, let Fast Signs North Central make your vision a reality by calling 214-890-4444 or find them online at fastsigns.com/11. Fast Signs North Central. More than fast, more than signs.
The Learfield Directors Cup honors the nation's best overall collegiate athletic program in each division, men's and women's sports. The prestigious award continues its reign as the crowning achievement in college athletics, noting the remarkable efforts of student athletes and their institutions. To follow your favorite team, like us on Facebook. Find us at USA Today online and on Twitter at ldirectorscup.com. Over 2 decades of excellence, the Learfield Directors Cup.
Are you really into citrus? Ever been rolling down the street, sipping on lemon juice? Do you like bergamots and you cannot lie? You down with vitamin C that grows on trees? Are you really into citrus? If the answer's yes, roll into Central Market's Keepin' It Fresh Citrus Fest, dropping January 10th through 23rd, featuring the largest selection of big, bold citrus, plus items like Chipotle Lime Salmon, Meyer Lemon Marmalade, and more. Info at centralmarket.com. Visit our 5 DFW locations.
The Fast Track with Coach Tim Jankovich continues here from Ozona Grill and Bar. Scott Garner with you with head basketball coach Tim Jankovich. And Coach, what a great night it was here over the weekend on Saturday as SMU ends up beating Tulane 73-62 in what might have been defined as the Jimmy Witt Show, Coach. What a great night he had.
Oh, my gosh. Was he unbelievable or what? Oh, my gosh. You know, has anyone here – I've been coaching, well, my whole life, okay? I've been doing this. I've watched games. I don't think – and maybe I have a bad memory – I have never seen a guy steal the ball 3 times in a row in my entire life. I have never seen that. I hope I see it again, but I have never seen. And you talk about, I mean, heart, right? I mean, we get off. We're reeling a little bit. They're making shots, and we need something to go right. And he just steals the ball 3 times in a row, changes the game, probably wins the game right there, just because it completely changed the momentum of the building. Has 18 points, which is wonderful. But the way he rebounded, the way he defended, the way he willed, and I always talk to our guys. You have to understand that you have to will your way to win. You can't wish for it. You don't hope for it. You got to will it. Okay, so I mean the team with the most will has the best chance. They don't always win, but by far has the best chance. And I saw on Saturday a team that I thought was willing their way to the win. Tulane is very good, by the way. I don't know if anyone has noticed that. Tulane is, I think, 14, and I don't know. They're good. They're good. They can beat about anybody on the right night. Frazier, who hurt us, is a high level player. Reynolds is a high level player. This is a veteran team, a very good team, and I knew it going into the season. I knew they would be very good, so it was a heck of a win. They're very fortunate though. We played them at their place without Ethan, and then we play them here without Jure. I mean, they're like magic dust, But I guess everyone from now on is going to play without Jure, without Everett. But
Coach, I, like you, saw something I'd never seen with Witt's 3 straight steals. I also saw something I have yet to see with you as the head coach, and that was with about 90 seconds left. You end up diving on the table over here because you couldn't believe Jamal McMurray passed that ball under the basket and turned it up. You couldn't believe it.
No, I couldn't, I'm still not over that one. I think we had an 8-point lead in a minute 20, maybe, give or take. Do you remember how much? About a minute, whatever,
about a minute
15.
20, yeah.
And, to me, that's the clock running time. That's when you want to run the clock. It's definitely not when you want to throw the ball to a cheerleader, for gosh sakes. I think after the game is a good time to throw the ball to the cheerleader. Unfortunately, the game was still going on, and I've just seen enough of those where it just takes one slip and a game can change that looks like it's in hand. And obviously he didn't mean to make that play, but I was yelling the whole time as he was in front of me, but obviously he didn't hear me. I'm going to assume he didn't hear me, but
I bet he heard you after the game.
Yeah,
Coach.
Maybe a little bit, but anyway, hopefully we learn from that.
Well, it was certainly a great ball game. Again, Jamal McMurray, 34 minutes, 13 points on 4 of 8 shooting. Gets the start. What'd you think about him?
Well, he's a talented player, as everyone knows. He's capable of putting up big numbers. He's had already, and let's look at it from his standpoint. He wasn't with us this summer, and people are like, "What is the difference?" Well, we practice all summer. We actually start putting this whole thing together, 2 hours a week all summer, and then, as many of you know, we went to Canada on a trip, so we had 10 full days of practice, days over there playing games, kind of understanding the system. Well, he wasn't with us, and then we start the season, and of course, in practice, you're trying to get the guys ready. The 8 of them that we were going with, for the first part of the season, you got to get them all in tune as best you can, and then boom, he just becomes eligible for the Boise State game, and that's not easy. I mean, that's really not easy, and he just jumped right out. If you remember his first game, he out of the gate, I don't know, he had 14, 15, 16 points. He's done a great job, and thankfully he is here with us. We need him. We need his scoring.
Yeah, we had the new starting lineup with Shagwa, McMurray, Milton, Imeligu, and Witt. We didn't shoot that well early on, but offensively it seemed like we were getting good takes and getting good looks, Coach.
Yeah, they're a good defensive team. They're really long. They're really athletic. They're really big. They're just big and long, and they guard us well. we're obviously a very small team. We're a guard. We're 4 guards and a big guy right now. But you know what? You can be difficult to guard that way. You know, last year we were a bunch of medium guys. Remember, we were just a bunch of mediums. We didn't have bigs. We didn't have littles. Well, now we're really little with a big, and so we'll hopefully figure out ways to present more problems. We already have. You know, we've figured out some ways, but it's going to be, our margin of error is small. You know, it's not like we could just come in and overwhelm a team with size and athleticism or whatever. We're going to have to play really, really smart. We really are. We're going to have to control a lot of things, and we're just going to have to play so hard on the defensive end to make up for the size.
You know, Shake had 20 points. He finished the game with 20, but I think he missed his first 7 or 8 shots. But it seemed like he was getting good looks, though, Coach.
Pretty good. Frazier did a great job on him, but he also had a little bit, a comeback game. You see that a lot. A guy has a career game, as he did at Wichita. It's hard to follow up a career game with a great game. I've seen a lot of comeback games. And I was kind of half expecting it from Shake, and sure enough, he started out 0 for 6 or whatever. At the same time, we talk about willing wins. Did you see him the last 7, 8 minutes? I mean, he's just, he was refused to get beat. He turns that gear on, and he's a guy that can make big shots, and he wants the ball. And he ends up with 20 points after starting, looking like he might get 4.
Oh, sure.
So that's the kind of guy he is.
So, and he's not hitting from the outside, but he decides to attack, and he's finishing like we've never seen him finish at the rack before, Coach.
Yeah, he really is. His confidence is so high. You can see it, and part of that is, A, he's good. He's really good, and he's had a great career. B, he's getting older and all that, and with age comes a lot of confidence. But obviously his role is, when you give a guy, I give him a lot of freedom, as you may notice. I mean, when you get a guy that's really talented and really sees the big picture, you give him a lot of rope, and I give him as much rope as I can. I trust him, and I want him to play to his talent. And I think you can see that you give him some rope, and he takes it with him, and he's helped us win a lot of games.
Well, it's Tim Jankovich, and we are live here at Ozona. We have the Ask the Coach segment coming up in just a moment. Outdoor Voices has teamed up with SMU to encourage all Mustangs to get moving in 2018, and new clothing is the best motivation for those New Year's resolutions. Now you've got a chance to win great prizes simply by texting GEAR to 90561. A winner will be selected each week, and one lucky fan will win a new Outdoor Voices wardrobe. Text GEAR to 90561 now to play. We'll take a break. We will continue Ask the Coach coming up next from Ozona in Dallas.
Tired of searching online for custom catering companies? Looking for someone who can craft a special menu for your event? Look no further. The Festive Kitchen has it all, from on-site lunches and drop-off catering to daily handcrafted food for your employees. Let the experts at the Festive Kitchen design a game plan for all of your catering needs. The Festive Kitchen also offers daily food shop specials, weekly entrees, and seasonal food shop menus. Find us at thefestivekitchen.com. That's thefestivekitchen.com.
The all-new BMW X3 was built for those who desire more passion, more exploring, more leaving your comfort zone and never returning. With iDrive 6.0, available safety features like active blind spot detection and xDrive intelligent all-wheel drive. Because for some, more isn't a maybe, it's a must. The all-new BMW X3, capable of more. BMW, the ultimate driving machine.
Test drive at one of your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers.
We all know air travel can be draining. Let Wind Transportation make your travel more pleasurable when you're on the ground. Departure or arrival, Wind delivers no-worry service. It's about time to spare when you're departing, and being right there to pick you up when you arrive. We monitor all incoming flights, and we're prepared should unexpected flight changes occur. For an individual or multi-flight groups, Wind will make the experience great. Your time and your experience is our passion. Visit GoWind.com to book. That's GOWYNNE.com.
J. Paul Roofing is not your ordinary roofing company. We see every job through from start to finish. We are licensed, insured, bonded, have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, have served Texas since 2010 with multiple offices around the state, and are a proud partner of SMU Athletics. Do you have damage from that last storm or just need your roof replaced? Visit jpaulroofing.com to schedule a free consultation and mention SMU for $500 off. At J. Paul Roofing, if you're not satisfied, then we're not finished.
While you're enjoying SMU basketball, More Disposal and Recycling Services is busy managing your trash. We do the dirty work so you don't have to. More Disposal offers complete waste management, from equipment purchases and installation to service and maintenance, all completed in-house. No job is too big or too small. We also offer Paper Retriever, a free paper recycling program for schools and churches. Call 214-357-HELP and let's talk trash. That's 214-357-HELP. Family owned and operated by SMU alumni, More Disposal supports SMU basketball. Pony up!
Business is a game, and if you want to win, you have to be faster, smarter, and more focused than the competition. Which is why SMU Cox offers the Fast Track 1-year MBA, designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Learn from world-class faculty, study with driven peers, and connect to a global alumni network spanning 80 countries. The Fast Track 1-year MBA, a major career highlight, only from SMU Cox. More online at coxgrad.com.
Back here at Ozona Grill and Bar, Scott Garner alongside Coach Tim Jankovich. As we continue, it is our Ask the Coach segment now. And I want to remind you that SMU's Lyle School of Engineering offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options with tuition reductions available for military personnel across the globe. Check it out at lyle.smu.edu. It is time for Ask the Coach. And here is question number 1 from KJ in Dallas, Coach Jankovich. He asked, the AAC seems to not garner as much respect from the media across the country despite the addition of Wichita State in the conference. It's a deep league, and the question is, do you feel that the conference is getting the respect that it deserves?
Well, I am absolutely the wrong guy to ask that. and before I answer that, and I appreciate the question, I do want to thank whoever left me the Girl Scout cookies up here. I mean, I don't know what, and I think they were for me. And if they're not, I'm taking them anyway because they were right here. But I don't know if there's anything that can erase the pain of today. But I'll tell you what's damn close is some Thin Mints. If you get some Thin Mints, that's about as close as it gets. So I appreciate that. Back to the question, which I almost forgot. Yeah. I don't know because I am the last person that could answer this. I know this. Our league is really, really, really strong this year, unbelievably strong. 9 teams right now in the top 100 RPI, which is incredible. This is a great basketball league. I happen to live in a cave during the season. I intentionally do not. I don't watch Sports Center. I don't listen to radio. I don't read the paper. I don't do anything. I try to stay 100% internal. I think it just messes with just the way I'm wired. It messes with my mind. I don't want to hear, the good, the bad, and any of it. I just know that all the concentration, what works best for me is to concentrate on our team in the next game, and that's it. So I honestly don't know. But if we're not, we should be, because this is a great, great league, and we got a lot of awfully good teams. I'll tell you one. I want to talk about another team in our league. Talk about injuries. What we've gone through with our probation and limited numbers and injuries. But how about Central Florida? I don't know if you guys know this. In my mind, Central Florida started out this year, easily could have been a top 20 team, easily. But Johnny's son got hurt early on, and then who was one of their best players, and then B.J. Taylor got hurt for a good while. And then now Taco Fall is out with a shoulder. So their best 3 players, although BJ's back, but their best 3 players had injuries this year. And I'm telling you, that team was set up to be unbelievable. You talk about the country noticing, they're a team that can hold you to about 8 points and a half if you're not careful. So my heart goes out to them as well.
You mentioned Central Florida. SMU, UCF, and Memphis are tied for 4th right now in the conference. Cincinnati leads the conference at 6-0. They're 17-2 overall. Houston in a tie for 2nd with Wichita State. Those 2 teams are 5-2, and both teams are 15-4. Houston 15-4, 5-2. Is it a surprise they're that high in the conference right now?
Well, no, not to me. I figured they probably would be. Maybe they're playing a little bit better than I thought. Mm-hmm. But give them a lot of credit. They've been really, really tough. Give them a lot of credit for this. They went to Wichita and were down 38, I think, at one
40,
time.
40, I think. Yeah.
I think 40.
Yeah.
Was it 40?
Yeah.
I didn't know if it ever got to 40. They were down as you say, 40. I thought it was 30. But anyway, 100. They were down 100.
Seemed like it.
I mean, down 40, that's painful.
Yeah.
And then, 2 weeks later, came back and played them at home and beat them, which speaks to their resiliency, but also speaks to the college basketball. I mean, this is the reality that you could lose by 28 one night and win by 10, the same team the other, because emotions, just momentum, injury, illness, character of the team, confidence of the team, a lot of those things ebb and flow, and you just never, ever know what's going to happen on a given night.
Question number 2 here, Coach, from May in Plano. And the question is, I noticed that you've been playing more zone defense the last 2 games. Is that due to depth, or is it based on matchups?
Great observation. Speaking back to our depth, first of all, we're obviously not very deep. We don't have many guys, and now matchups become even a bigger factor in terms of whether we can play man. There's some teams that we're just not going to be able to match up very well with, given, we got guards out there, and you can't ask them to, with what some of the things that are going to happen, you can't put them in those positions. So at times we're going to have to zone. We're going to have to protect. We're going to have to protect fouls. We're going to have to protect our best players because, we're a couple men down. So good observation on their part, but not exclusively. I don't want to do that. We played actually 2 possessions of man last night. The first one worked, and the second one got a layup, and that was the end of that. So
back to the zone.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to follow that up, though, Coach. Generally speaking, it's harder to rebound out of a zone when you're playing zone defense. It's harder to rebound, and some coaches feel like the offensive end gets stagnant when you're playing zone on the defensive end. Do you think that's true?
No, I do think it can be harder to rebound out of the zone. I think it can be. I don't think it has to be, because at the same time, a lot of times in a zone, the offense is a little more stagnant themselves. They're not as much moving targets to block out. But then you could say, well, but you don't have an exact responsibility like you do man-to-man. But all things being equal, it's a little trickier to block out in the zone defense than it is man. I would give that. But I disagree on the other end. I don't think it has any effect at all. And I say that from personal experience. In college, played a good amount of zone, and we played a good amount of man, and I didn't even know the difference once we got the ball in our hand. I couldn't remember what we were in at the other end. So I don't think that is a factor at all, no.
We've got UConn and ECU coming up, and they are going to be the enemies, and that will be our Meet the Enemy segment coming up here in just a couple of minutes. It's the Fast Track with Coach Tim Jankovich. We'll continue from Ozona live.
J. Paul Roofing is not your ordinary roofing company. We see every job through from start to finish. We are licensed, insured, bonded, have an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, have served Texas since 2010 with multiple offices around the state, and are a proud partner of SMU Athletics. Do you have damage from that last storm or just need your roof replaced? Visit jpaulroofing.com to schedule a free consultation and mention SMU for $500 off. At J. Paul Roofing, if you're not satisfied, then we're not finished.
The score's tied up. The clock's winding down. The Mustangs pull up for a last-second shot, and yes!
That's when you feel like this is your team. At Park Place, we work hard to make our luxury dealership feel like your place. With an unmatched lineup of world-class cars, dedicated sales experts always there for the assist. From championship-level dealership amenities to flawlessly executed technology, experience the thrill of victory at your place, Park Place. Learn more at parkplace.com.
We're here with Ruthie the Pig from Ruthie's Rolling Cafe. I hear you were voted best food truck in SMU, in the Park Cities, and the entire country. What's next? So what you're saying is people can book Ruthie's for a private event. That's a great idea. Ruthie, since you're a pig, I have to ask, you do know that there's pulled pork and ham on the El Cubano sandwich. Where you go? Stay here. Don't leave. Well, Ruthie must be headed to your private event.
Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms, the official freestanding ER of SMU, and your neighborhood no-wait ER. With 3 facilities conveniently located near you, we're able to provide the Dallas area with upscale, quality care for all your emergency needs. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Visit HighlandParkER.com for more information. Highland Park, Preston Hollow, and Lakewood Emergency Rooms. Pony up.
Here at SMU, it's all about you, the student athlete. The mission of Mustang U, built by Platinum Series Homes, is to create an environment which enables the student athlete to take charge of their development, cultivate transferable skill sets, and foster holistic growth as they prepare for successful life when they leave the hilltop. The vision of the Mustang U program is based on a foundation created through personal and career development, leadership, and community service. For more information on how you can make a difference, visit SMUMustangs.com/life skills to learn more. Mustang U, building champions for life.
Slater's 50/50 is baking it rain on Lower Greenville with our famous 50% beef, 50% bacon burgers. In fact, there's nothing we won't put bacon on. Milkshakes, wings, bacon ketchup for our tots? Yeah, we do that. So brunch on our rooftop or catch happy hour with 50 taps and all the big games on TV. Slaters5050.com. Burgers, bacon, beer.
Back here at Ozona Grill and Bar, Scott Garner alongside head coach Tim Jankovich of the SMU men's basketball team. And it is time for our Meet the Enemies segment, and it's time to take a look at it. Brought to you by Cox School of Business, offering the new Fast Track one-year MBA designed to launch your career in just 12 months. Visit coxgrad.com for more information. Well, UConn coming up, and it's a game that will be on the road as the Mustangs will travel there on Thursday for a 6 p.m. Central Time tilt with the UConn Huskies. UConn right now 3-3 in conference. They are in 6th place in the conference. They are 10-9 overall. They welcome 8 newcomers to their roster, coach. And, you know, they were 16-17 last year. They finished under 500 for the first time since the 86-87 season. That was Jim Calhoun's first year as their head coach. What have you seen from them on tape this year, Coach?
Well, you just started watching, actually, and they're dominated offensively by 3 guys, and 3 guards averaging like 18, 16, and 15, and they're doing the lion's share of the shooting and the scoring. They've got size inside. They play double big. Usually they don't play a stretch 4 or 4 guards, but sometimes they will, and it'll be interesting to see how they choose to play against us and how they choose to match up. But they've had an incredibly hard schedule. I mean, my gosh, they right before Christmas, the 21st of December, they went to Arizona. 2 nights later, they were at Auburn. And then, if I'm not mistaken, they opened up the league with Wichita. And then a couple games, well, their last game, they played Villanova out of conference, for gosh sakes. And so you put that bundle of teams, I mean, anybody could be reeling from that. But they're talented. It's UConn. I mean, come on, it's UConn.
Yeah.
And they have talent. They have some young guys. But the guys that are carrying them, the 3 older guards, are really good and really hard to stop.
Yeah. Well, their fans don't want to hear that, Coach. They want the wins.
No, but I'm not worried about their fans. So.
Good point. Well, ECU will be on deck right after UConn. ECU's 2-6, 8-11. They are overall. Kentrell Barkley, B.J. Tyson, those 2 guys are really good. They account for about 95% of their returning offense. It's a younger team. What have you seen from them?
Honestly, nothing. I haven't watched them yet. I never watch 2 games ahead, so I know about what anyone else. But what I do when I think about them, like this summer, I don't know if you remember, we played them in the first round of the conference tournament last year, and you go back in the summer and watch games. A lot of stuff, you know, kind of slips your mind, especially conference tournaments where it's game after game after game. You kind of forget. You just kind of go on to the next one. But I don't know if you guys remember, but in our game at Connecticut in the conference tournament first round, I think we were up by about 25 or something with about 5 to play or something like that. And so the game is completely over, or I thought it was completely over. And you know, on your computer you can kind of mess with the needle, and I'm working the needle over, and all of a sudden it's cut down from 25 to 12 and to 9 to 6 to 3, and it was like it turned into a 1-possession game. We escaped that, you know, with our lives, and so they just got unbelievably hot. If you ever watched that game, they hit about 10 threes in a row in the last 4 minutes. I've never seen anything like it. So that's what I think about when I think about them. I can't get that off my mind, the way they came back. So I hope that I hope it does repeat itself as long as we come out on the right end.
No question. It seems like teams that don't shoot three-point shots well end up shooting well against us. And look at Tulane.
Yeah, we play. You play the odds a little bit. I'll tell you what. Frazier. Those of you that are at the game, number 35, is a great talent. He's being looked at as an NBA player. He's an NBA athlete for sure. But he has made 5 threes on the year so far in the conference, and I think he made 6. I think he made 6 on us in one game. So you're playing the odds a little bit, and maybe a lot. We have to play the odds a lot right now, and you got to pick your poison. And he had a heck of a game, but you just hope that enough guys don't have that kind of a career shooting night against you.
Well, that is our look at the enemies. We have our keys to success coming up in just a few minutes as we continue from Ozona Grill and Bar here on Greenville with Coach Tim Jankovich. We're back in a moment.
Mustangs basketball season has arrived. And our good friends over at the Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue have the perfect spot with the best patio in town. So head on over to Ozona and watch the madness unfold on TVs while eating some great West Texas favorites and drinking some ice-cold drinks. Again, that's Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Look them up at ozonagrill.com. That's ozonagrill.com. Pony up, SMU.
The score's tied up. The clock's winding down. The Mustangs pull up for a last-second shot, and yes!
That's when you feel like this is your team. At Park Place, we work hard to make our luxury dealership feel like your place. With an unmatched lineup of world-class cars, dedicated sales experts always there for the assist. From championship-level dealership amenities to flawlessly executed technology, experience the thrill of victory at your place, Park Place. Learn more at parkplace.com.
The Bank for Texas is the Bank of Texas. You see, we're neighbors. Making decisions locally with a true understanding of our communities and a promise to be here, ready to help you achieve your long-term goals and dreams. Let's make a plan together. The Bank for Texas. The bank for you. Bank of Texas. Long live your money.
Are you really into citrus? Ever been rolling down the street, sipping on lemon juice? Do you like bergamots and you cannot lie? You down with vitamin C that grows on trees? Are you really into citrus? If the answer's yes, roll into Central Market's Keeping It Fresh Citrus Fest, dropping January 10th through 23rd, featuring the largest selection of big, bold citrus, plus items like Chipotle Lime Salmon, Meyer Lemon Marmalade, and more. Info at centralmarket.com. Visit our 5 DFW locations.
It is the Fast Track with SMU head basketball coach Tim Jankovich. Our final segment tonight as SMU will enter 14-6 and 4-3 as they take on the UConn Huskies coming up later on this week on Thursday. That'll be a 6 o'clock game, Central Time. And, Coach, we asked you last segment about the UConn Huskies. Obviously a couple of tough games coming up, but maybe just some keys for success for the Mustangs to continue to see what we've been seeing the last couple of games.
Well, I think the first one's probably obvious. We've got to make sure that we don't foul. We've got to limit our fouling because we just don't have the depth. And so I think it starts there. We've got to keep our people in the game. And easy said, hard to be done. The next thing that we have to be able to do, we just lost our best offensive rebounder for sure and one of our best rebounders, period. And we've been a very good offensive rebounding team all year and just so defensive already. We're going to have to rebound the ball better, and that's the guards. That's a bunch of guys that aren't used to rebound are going to have to rebound. Benny Malagu got 9 rebounds the other night. Jimmy's had 9 before. Jimmy had 7 again. We got to, Shake had a big rebound. We're going to have great rebounding team effort. And then the last one that I think is the biggest challenge. There's a lot of ways to score on offense. There's a lot of ways. As long as you got guys with some skill, you can find different ways to score, but there's only so many ways you can defend someone, when you're giving away size and you don't have depth. So we're going to have to find ways to defend consistently and effectively against all kinds of all-comers, really big teams or three-point shooting teams or or real versatile teams or penetrating teams, whatever, we're going to have to find a way to defend effectively without fouling. And that's, believe me, right now, that right there is our biggest challenge.
It's interesting. I've got a note here. Ethan Chagwall, since November, has really learned how to play our style of defense without fouling as much. What's been the key in his technique, Coach?
Well, I think just playing. You got to get experience. Imagine next year how much further along he'll be next year, having played all these minutes and had the things go against him. And I'll say, too, I think he's leading America in bad calls against him without question. Oh, my God. I have seen some of the most pathetic calls. Not that I'm getting on the refs right now in case they're listening. But I cannot believe how some of the calls that have been made against that guy. Of all time, if anyone watched the Wichita State game, he was under the basket. 3 guys killed him. He wasn't even in the play, and somehow he gets another foul. So I feel for him. But to answer your question directly, he's just figuring it out. He's out there playing a lot. He's gotten foul trouble. And basically, how do you foul the most? You foul with your hands. And we talk about all the time. Hand fouls. Don't foul with your hands. Keep your hands out of it. If your body fouls once in a while, that's fine. But don't foul with your hands. He's gotten more disciplined, and he needs to continue to do that. Is
Ethan handling those bad calls well for a freshman, do you think?
He handles it great. Yeah, he handles it better than I do, for sure. Absolutely. Yes.
You don't give the officials too much grief, though, down there?
Most of the time I try not to. I think my philosophy is you can't change what just happened, and if it makes you feel better to yell at a guy, that's fine. But if you're yelling at the guy, you're not thinking about the next play for your team. So I try to just forget about most everything and not react to it. Every now and then I can't help it, but I just think it's best, and I also don't want our team to become a whiny team that thinks that every call's going against us and that the whole thing is fixed and we're getting cheated. And I can't stand that. I can't stand that mentality. I don't think it's, those guys they're human. They're going to make bad calls and good calls. And we all do good things and bad things, and we don't mean to. And so I just think it's part of the game. You're going to get some and here's another thing. As fans or coaches or players, we remember all the bad calls, but we never tally up all the ones that were like bad on our behalf. Like there's a bunch of those too, but we don't count those. We just count the ones.
We expect
that
those.
Exactly. Yeah, you should be giving us those, but these over here is just unacceptable. And it's really easy to think that way. And I just try to stay all the way away from thinking that the officiating, that you're going to affect it. They're going to do what they're going to do, and I think they try really hard to do a great job.
Well, we appreciate that style. You're very classy in that way, Coach.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, the SMU Mustangs end up with a couple of huge wins. They beat Wichita State on the road and at home against Tulane. And with the W, the Mustangs 14-6, 4-3 in conference play. And let's go beat some Husky. What do you think, Coach?
Yeah, it's a long flight. It's an awful long way to go to lose. I can tell you that for sure. We've had a lot of success there. We're not in Hartford. We've been playing most of our games in Hartford.
I don't like flying up there. Do you like going up there?
It's a long way. We need to speed that plane up for sure. And on the way back, but this time we're on campus. We're back in stores. I haven't been there in like 4 years, I don't think, but. Our guys will be determined, and we'll be ready, and hopefully we play really well.
Don't want the bus to break down in stores, Coach.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't want the flight to be late either.
That's true. Well, Coach, congratulations. Last 2 games have just been marvelous, and it's been a pleasure watching it, Coach.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for coming. Really appreciate it very much.
That's SMU head basketball coach Tim Jankovich. My name is Scott Garner, sitting in for Rich Phillips. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. We really appreciate you, and we will see you next time. For Tim, my name is Scott. Good evening from Ozona Grill and Bar.
On the Mustang Sports Network, live from Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue, the Fast Track with Tim Jankovich has been brought to you by BMW. Test drive one at your local Dallas-Fort Worth BMW centers and take advantage of exclusive offers. Credit Union of Texas. Be a part of something unexpected. CUTX.org. Experience more. The Lyle School of Engineering, offering master's programs through on-campus and distance education options. Visit lyle.smu.edu. Also by Ozona Grill and Bar on Greenville Avenue. Find your comfort zone. And by Ruthie's Rolling Cafe, voted the best grilled cheese in Texas. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Mustangs Sports Network.